another region. Give me a second. Okay. So step number 2 is your choosing instance type. So that means memory allocation as well as CPU selections come from this part. Okay. Step number 3 is your configuration. Okay. Remember, EC2 concept will be end after your course actually. Okay. This is the basic concept I'm explaining. Here you need to learn something called as availability regions, subnets, data centers, all these things you need to learn, as well as some part of IAM roles as well, auto scaling, multi-tenancy, configuration, all this comes one by one. Okay. Next, step number 4 is your storing add. Like by default, we will get how much GB? 30 GB for general purpose and magnetic, right? Default is 8, but you can extend up to 30 GB. Okay, when someone asks default, name it as 8. Default value is 8, but you can extend up to 30 GB as per your requirement. Step number 5 is your tags. Okay, and what is the step number 6? Security group. So security groups deals with inbound outbound traffic, and the port range is from. Okay, perfect. And last one is your preview and launch. So let's try to create security group. EC2 instance here. So I am going back to my console and launch instance. Okay. So tag I am giving it as like day 6. Okay. And AMI I am selecting is Amazon Linux. Okay. First of all, we will practice initially with this, and after we will move to Red Hat, CentOS, and Ubuntu as well. Okay. And next instance type we are selecting is T2 Micro. Okay. Key pair. Have you seen this concept? Yesterday. So yesterday we have created a key pair called evening. If you remember, Eve batch. Okay. So VPC network, all these security groups, I don't require any all of this, and directly I am giving this storage. Storage 8 GB is enough for me. Okay. So finally you need to click launch instance. But before that, let me select the same key pair I have used on the past. My key pair name is Eve batch. Okay. So click on launch instance. It will take a couple of minutes, guys. Okay. Yesterday, I have explained you a shortcut, right? How to remember SDLC? Anyone remembered it? PCB and TOM. So PCB, TOM. So TOM is daring and dashing opener. Okay. For example, if TOM is not a daring and dashing opener, if TOM is a doctor, that is your DevOps lifecycle. On DevOps, you have release, right? So release means R. Just add DR. DR means doctor, right? That's it. Okay. Just try to remember things like this. You will have a great understanding when you are explaining on interview or to your fellow students. Yeah, PC, it's not PCN, it's PCB actually. Yeah, I think you have typed B, but B is beside N, right? So it's practically, it's a mistake, but it's okay, Kumar. So I am going to connect to my instance, copy the public IP address, and we need to connect from PuTTY. Okay. So search for PuTTY now. Paste it over here. Okay. Go to SSH and here authentication. Browse Eve batch. Click on accept. You are able to you are able to connect to your key pair. Yesterday I have also shown how to give password, right? Okay. By using PuTTyGen, we can give the password as well. But you can ask me, sir, why you have connected to this one? Because I forgot the password I have given to the PuTTyGen. Okay. So you can connect to it directly. So right click here, change settings, appearance, change the font as well. Okay. Okay, and apply. You are able to see it, right? So first of all, it is showing me some commands like you are having some updates. Please try to update the packages. What command we need to run the update packages? It's sudo yum update and give -y. -y will directly execute this without asking permission. Hit enter. Sir, how much cost for AWS certification? It depends upon the certification exam you are going to write. For cloud developer, it is some price. Okay. As well as you have some admin part. Okay. And you are also having some cloud DevOps engineer as well. Okay. So depends upon the level of certification you are going to do, the cost is going to be there. I will show you how to see that. So the command to switch from EC2 to root user is sudo space -i, right? So we are on root user. So let's try to recall some of the commands. What is the command to create a file, guys? Touch. So touch, I am giving file1. What is the command to list? To long list? To see hidden files? ls-al, hidden files. Okay. What is the command to see the content of a file? Give me a second. Cat greater than file1. Sorry, I'm not able to get you. Okay, sorry. Yeah, I got a 4, right? So I got distracted. What is the command to see the content of a file? Cat file1. If I want to insert some content, cat greater than file1. So here, this is your file1. So I'm going to enter the content like this. But remember, like, don't try to give ls command or ll command here because it is not going to work. First of all, give enter and you need to save the file, right? Save the file. What is the command to save the file? Control T. Clear? If we give ll or ls, then it is going to work now. So I can view the file, right? What is the alternate command to see the file? More command. Okay. If I want to insert content one more time, what is the command I need to give? Cat double greater than file1. This is my line 2. And if you want to save it, enter Control D. Okay. So if you give cat file1, you are able to see the second line. I mean, this is my line 2, like this. Are you clear? Okay. What is the command to copy from file1 to another file? CP file1 to file2 or whatever file you want. What is the command to rename? Rename. MV, right? RM is used for remove actually. Okay. RM is for remove only. MV. File1, I am renaming it as file3. Is it clear? Okay. What is the command to delete a file? rm-f file2. So it is going to directly delete the file. What is the command to create a directory? mkdir directory1. Okay. ll, you are able to see the directory1. Okay. What is the command to create 10 files at a time? If I want to create RAM series of files, RAM1, RAM2, RAM3 like this, what is the command? Touch curly braces 1.10. If I want to delete all the files that which consist of RAM name, what is the command we need to give? RA star. Then if I want to delete the entire files, entire directories, RM minus RF star. So these are the commands you need to remember. So this is what exactly we have covered on our last class, right? So today I am going to cover some more concepts called your permission part. Which part we are going to cover? Permission part. So freshly I am starting, guys. Wait a second. Yes, Sai Kripa, I will tell you how to launch this putty one more time. Don't worry about it. Why we use only AWS? Can we use Azure or GCP? It depends upon you, like which course you want to take. You can use AWS, GCP, or Azure, but GCP also you are going to perform the same commands. Even there is also we are having Linux environment as well. Okay. Sir, while entering the IP address in putty, host name or IP address, you will directly get your host name only. Okay. The host name consists of IP address actually. So first of all, I'm going to make a note. So I'm going to copy the entire link is copied. So I'm going to write actually here the hyphen stands for type of the file. What is hyphen stands for? Type of the file. And R7 as well as R hyphen and R hyphen stands for the copy. Okay, what is the copy? So and what is your ACL value? What is one this? And first group is your owner of the file. File owner. And second group is your group owner. Okay. And zero is what we call as the number of characters. We don't have any character on file. So zero is going to be your number of characters. Okay. And October 15 and 12 are what we call as the file creation date and time. And lastly, your file one is what we call as file. File. So one more time I'm going to explain. Hyphen is called as your type of the file. And RW hyphen R hyphen hyphen R hyphen hyphen is your permission part. One is your ACL value. And root is your file owner. And second root is your group owner. And zero is your number of characters. And October 15, 12, 54 is your date of time and creation of the file. And lastly, your file name. Are we clear up to now? So the thing is, it is very much clear. When you create a file, you are going to find all these details. Okay. You are going to find all these details. But if we talk about the file types, we are having majorly 5 file types. Majorly. Okay. How many file types we are having? 5 file types. Okay. One more thing. Don't write notes. Okay. Keep your notes safe. I am going to share this document with you anyways. Okay. It will save your time. Just focus on the class, what I am telling. Your notes is going to be on your Google Classroom directly. So I am going to save this one. U batch. Desktop I am saving here. Okay. So first one is your file type, right? So I am going to name it as file types. So the file types are majorly file types. First one is your regular file. So the regular file start with hyphen. If you see something hyphen, it is your regular file. Or if the file start with B, it is your blocked file. Or if your file start with C, then it is your character file. And if your file start with D, then it is called as directory. Or if your file start with L, L is what you called as link file. Okay, L is what you called as. So these are the major 5 files you are going to work on real time. Okay, but among them, B and C you will see very rarely, very rarely. Okay, so hyphen is your regular file, B is your, C is your, D is your directory, as well as L link file. So the first part is completed entirely. And if you go for the second part, here you are seeing permissions, right? Okay. Permissions are categorized into 3 types. How many types? Okay. Let me elaborate this one. So I'm going to copy this from here and I'm going to paste it over here. So now we are discussing about permissions. Okay. So it will be like this. So R is what you called as read. And the value for read is 4. Value for read is W is your 5. And value for write is 2. Not 5. Okay. And X is your, like there is no X here, but there is also a thing called X. X is your executable. And the value of executable is 0, 1. Okay. Like some people will have confusion of remembering. Let me tell you a simple formula for it. Just remember only 4. What is half on 4? Half on 4. 2. Half on 2. That's it. Okay. Just remember only the value of 4. Read 4. Write means half of the 4 is 2. And executable, half of the 2 is, that's it. So the permit part is mainly categorized into 3 types. Okay. Read, write, executable. Okay. And you need to give permissions on 3 ways as well. How many ways? So the first part is for user part. I mean, we can call this parts actually. So first part is your user part. And the second part, R hyphen hyphen, is your group part. Second part is your group part. And the third part is your others. Okay. Third part is your others. So one more time I'm explaining. For the permission, you are categorized into like 3 types. First one is your read. Value for read is. Second one is your write. Value for write is 2. Third one is your executable. Value for executable is 1. And these permissions are going to give for the 3 kind of users. First one is your user part. Second one is your group part. Third one is for others. If you observe something here, the default permissions are read, write for user, read for groups, and read for others. So that means for a default value, I mean for the default file, what is the value to compare here? For a user, just calculate the value. 4 plus 2, 6. And we are having only R here. R means 4. And for others we are having only R. That means 4. Are we clear up to now? Okay. So one more time I'm covering. For user we have read and write. Read means 4. Write means 2. 4 plus 2. For group we have only R. That means read. Value of read is. And for others we are having R. Value of R is, that's it. Okay. For example, let me ask you some question. If I want to give permission, if you want to like you read write executable for user, what is the value I can assign? 7. I want to give read write for the group. What is the value I can give? 6. If I want to give only write permission for others, what is the value? 2. So on this type, we can able to frame our commands. Okay, but the command to give the permission is it is chown. What is the command we can give? Chown. Chown, right? No, actually chown, like for some people who are familiar with Linux, means comfortability. Chown is to change the ownership. Okay. Then what is the command we can give? It is chmod. We are trying to modify the permission, right? So this is the first mistake you are going to do on practice. So don't give chown. If you give chown, that means you are going to change the ownership permission. That comes for the next part on our class. So we are going to modify the permissions, right? So we are going to give the command chmod. So chmod I have given 7 for group, 6 for, sorry, 7 for users, 6 for group, and 2 for other. So for which file you are going to give it? I am going to give it for file 1. Is it clear? Okay. So I am going to execute the command. Let me ask the same thing for you. So I want to modify the permissions of a file. What is the command I can give? chmod. First thing is clear. I want to give full permission for the user. That means read, write, executable. What is the value? 4 plus 2 plus 1 is 7. I want to give read, write permissions for group. What is the value? I want to give only executable permission for others. What is the command? Value is 1 and I'm going to give file 1. If you type ll, is the permission changing? Just come back. So let me take this and cover like this. So I'm going to notepad again. So here you need to divide into 3 parts. First 3 is 1 part. Second 3 is 1 part. Third 3 is 1 part. So the value of first 3 is 7. Value of second 2 is, and value of last one is 2 no 1. 1. Okay. So in this case, in this way, we can give the permission for a particular file. Okay, we can modify. So if you see something, you are able to see it green color, right? Green color. Sir, why it will be green color? So the file, if you give executable permission for a file, if you give the executable permission, it will turn the color into green color. Okay. If I remove executable permissions for all of these, the file will be a normal color. Okay. So I am going to give the default value. Ch mod 644 is my default value for a file. And put the file name. Are you seeing it on green color now? Okay. If we give executable permission, then only it is on green color. If you don't give executable permission, it will be a normal file. Let's test this one. If I give only executable permission for only user part, okay, that means 744 file 1. The color changes. No matter for the which group you are going to give, if you give executable permission, it means going to change the color. So the color is going to be your green color. You can give the permissions. This is one way, okay, but I will tell that multiple ways. Okay, I am going to share you this with multiple ways. For example, let me create a file 2. I want to give some permissions for the file 2. What is the command to change the permissions? I mean to modify the permissions? Chmod. U is nothing but your U is.
Like I'm asking questions here, right? Sort of they are replying to the questions. but actually we are not getting the voice. Yeah, sorry guys, like I haven't seen your messages, okay? But anyways, I'm going to recall the same concept. Guys, is it clear for you now? Are you able to hear me? Yeah, okay. So I am going to recall this concept one more time. Notepad lo cheppindi em ardham kaledu. Okay. I'm going to recall it one more time. So from the starting, I'm going to recall one more time, guys. Okay. So the first part is your type of the file, hyphen means, and second part is your permission part, and third part is your, and fourth part is your file ownership. Okay. Fifth part, again you are seeing the root, but it is the group owner. First one is your like owner of the file. Second one is your group. And 0 is number of characters that a file consists of actually. Okay. And next, October 15th and like these comments are date and time. And file 1 is going to be your file name. If you create a Raham, then the file name is going to be Raham like this, whatever you can be. So coming to the first part, when we are discussing about the type of files, we are having mainly 5 types. How many types? First one, if a file start with hyphen, it is your regular file. If a file start with B, it is your block code file. If a file start with C, character file. If a file name start with D, if file start with L, link file. So hyphen means regular file, B means block code file, C means character file, D means directory, and L means link file. So file type is done. What is the second part that we are having of permission part? So if we talk about permission part, we are having mainly 3 kind of permissions. One is your read permission. Value of read permission is, second one is your write permission. Value of write permission is, third one is your value of executable permission is. Are we clear? Okay. So again, here we are having 3 categories. One is your user category. Second one is your group category. Third one is your others. Okay. So like we are having these kind of categories. So the default value of a file is 644, because if you observe, for a default value, R and hyphen for the user. So 4 plus 2 means 6, and R only for group. Value of R is, and R only for others. Value of others is 4. Are we clear? So the default value of a file is 644. And how many type of permissions we are having? 3 types. One is read, write, executable. And if you want to modify these permissions, which command we need to use? chmod. If I want to modify, I can use the chmod. So if you give the value of 7, so that means read plus, write plus, executable. If you want to give only read and write permissions, what is the value? 4 plus 2 is 6. If you want to give only executable permission, what is the value for it? 1. So in this way, you can arrange your permissions. This is one way. Okay. So before going to continue, so the online guys, is it clear for you now? If not, tell me, like I will try to recall. Oh yeah, thanks guys. Thanks for responding. Okay. Okay. So this is the one way of giving. So the second way is give the chmod command and give the file name at last. I am giving the file name. You can give alphabet as well. First one is you can give modification by using numerical values. Numerical values you can give. You can give with help of alphabets as well. How can give it? So for a user, give uv is equal to, if a user I want to give read permissions, give rw, comma. And for group, if you want to give permissions, read and executable, give Rx. And for others, if you want to give permissions, all permissions, that means read, write, executable. Is it clear? With the help of alphabets, you can give. With the help of numerical values also, you can give like this. Is anyone having somewhat of confusion regarding this? No one, right? So clear. So I am going to execute like this. So what is the command to modify permissions? Chmod. For a user, I want to give read, write, executable permission. U is equal to read wx, comma. For group, I want to give read and executable. That means G is equal to R and X. And others, I want to give full permission again. O is equal to R W X. And for which file you are going to give? File 2. Hit enter. Is the permission changed? This is the second way of doing. Is it clear? So on how many ways we can modify the permissions? 2 ways. But the thing is, here you can modify by using third way as well. I will tell the third way as well. Okay. Up to now we have seen numerical values, alphabets, right? But let's do it by using symbols, plus and minus symbol. If you want to give executable permission for all, give chmod plus x file name. Is the executable applied for all now? Okay. If you want to give write permission for all, you can use chmod plus w and file name. Okay. But don't use this third method because third method will not be applicable for all the things. Okay. Just try to use first method because it will be very simple, right? You can directly give the values as per your requirement. Okay. So on how many ways we can modify the permissions? First one is your numerical way. Second one is your alphabetical way. Third one is your symbolic way. You can use plus and minus for it. Clear? Okay. Now I want to, actually the owner of this file is root. Who is the owner of this file? But I don't want root to be owner of this file. I want my name as a owner. So how we can do it? We can use some concept as called users concept. For example, let me give like this. So up to now this modification part is done. So I'm going to go with owners and groups. Okay. By defaultly on Linux, root is your main user. Root is your main user. Okay. He will do anything. He can do anything. There is another user called super user. Super user will be created by root user. Created by whom? Root user. And having all the permissions of root user as well. So what root can do is he is also able to do. And he can do all things. Okay. And third one is your normal user. What is third one? He cannot do anything. He just give the access of having files like this. Okay. Who is your main user? He can do whatever he wants. Who is your next user? Super user. Who is your up next user? Normal user. So if I create a user, so if I want, I am having this root user only. If I want to create a new user, we have a command. The command is user add. Okay, what is the command? But we need to remove this space because this is the single command. So user add, I am going to create a user called Raham. I have created my user Raham. For example, if you want to see the list of users, I have n number of users. So how to list the users? So give the command called cat/etc pass wd. Are you able to see the user list? Under EC2 user, you are having which user? Raham. Okay. If I want to create one more user called Vikram, what is the command, guys? User add Vikram. Again, I want to list the users. What is the command can I do? cat/etc pass WD. I can give another more command for you as well. Alternate command. So what are the commands I am giving is I will give each and every alternate for second one as well, because it will be helpful on your interview. So that means you can answer on multiple ways for a same question. So the alternate command is GET pass WD. Okay, GET pass WD. Are you able to see the same output or any difference? Same output. So to create user, the command is your user add. Okay, so I'm going to use here. So user add username. This command is to create user. To see the list of users, what is the command? cat/etc/pass WD, as well as GET pass WD. So these are alternate commands to see users list. Okay. I need to explain a concept here regarding of these users and groups. To explain this concept, you know politics, right? At least some basic knowledge. Who is CM? Who is MLA? Who is MP? If you remember this political concept, user and groups are very easy on Linux. Okay, let me explain how this actually works. Who is the main of our state, guys? CM, right? Definitely. So I have a user called CM. CM can create MLAs and MPs, right? He can create MLS or MPs. And on the down of MLS or MPs, we have something called as president, right? Okay. In the same way, Linux hierarchy is going to work actually. Here, CM is going to be your root user. CM is your root user. And MLS and MPs are your super user. These are your super user. And who is president here last? This is your normal user. Is the concept clear? Okay. Let's understand how this user concept works. So first of all, we can have CM. CM is your root. Under CM, CM can create MLS or MPs. So that means root can create super users. Okay. Under MLS or MPs, who we have president. Under super user, whom we are going to have normal user. For example, let's say CM can do whatever on the state. He have no limitations. He is the ultimate king. Like on Linux also, the ultimate king is going to be root. MLAs or MPs created by using CM, but they don't have any kind of powers when compared to CM, right? They can do some small works, but they can't do everything like CM. So for that purpose, if MLAs or MPs use the CM name, they can able to do anything, right? In the same, right, super user need to use the root name by using a command called sudo command. So that means when you are working with a super user, you need to use the root command name. That is what you call as sudo. Okay, that is what you call sudo. And with the president, if president use the CM name, is he do anything? He is not able to do anything, right? Like normal user also, he cannot do anything with the help of root user. So this is the hierarchy that we are going to work on Linux. Is it clear for you, the concept? Okay. If super user wants to work, which command he need to use? Sudo command. Okay. Remember this one point.